Okay, hold on, let me take this in for a moment. This is crazy. I can't believe we're doing this.
Thank you for coming. Thank you everyone for coming.
Wow, don't make me laugh.
Here we are.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Hey guys, my name is Christine and I'm one half of the Alps and Dolomites based elopement photo and video team, Main the Mountains Photo. In today's video, I'm going to be discussing all things elopement ceremonies. A lot of couples ask me pretty early on in the process, how does an elopement ceremony even work? So in this video, I'm going to be shedding light on all things elopement ceremonies, legal versus symbolic ceremonies. What does a two-person elopement ceremony look like? How long do they last? Where can you have a symbolic ceremony? And everything in between. The truth is, if you haven't eloped before, which likely you haven't because you're on this video, it's really hard to picture what a ceremony can even look like. And so I'm hoping that this will give you some practical advice, tips, and also have some video examples, just so you can get a better idea and feel for things. So that hopefully you can feel excited about your own elopement ceremony and the magic that is about to come. The truth is, the elopement ceremony is always one of my favorite parts of an elopement experience. Despite all the other cool things that happen, that's the moment where you get to slow down and really just soak up the experience for what it is and feel so connected, and it's just like nothing else. So I'm excited to be talking about that today and let you guys in on a few tips, tricks, and everything in between. So let's get into it. Diving right into legal versus symbolic ceremonies. While this video is primarily going to be discussing symbolic ceremonies, I did want to point out some of those key differences so that you understand. So for legal weddings, the main thing is, or the civil wedding, this is the part where you officially get married in the eyes of the law. You're going to repeat a few specific phrases, you'll get your marriage certificate signed, and it's likely going to be led by an officiant or a minister. If you live within the US, where you can get married varies from state to state. It could be anywhere from the courthouse to your backyard on a mountaintop. Really varies there. In the Alps, where I live and work, the legal weddings typically have to take place at a designated civil registry. And there are some civil registries that are out in nature, but most of them are actually more akin to an office building. A lot less romantic, to say the least. Compare that now to symbolic ceremonies. Symbolic ceremonies are the time that you exchange personal, heartfelt vows with your partner. There are almost no restrictions on symbolic ceremonies, and they can be a stress-free and private way to get married. And if you're eloping abroad, I really recommend doing the legal ceremony in your home country before or after your trip, and then you can hold a symbolic ceremony during your elopement. And now we're going to dive into what does a symbolic ceremony actually entail and all the ins and outs of that. Probably one of the biggest questions that couples ask me is, will my symbolic elopement even feel real? 100% yes. A lot of couples always ask, if I've already done the legal part, what's the point of a symbolic ceremony? Will exchanging vows, just the two of us, feel meaningful enough? And I can't tell you how many times I've had a couple tell me at the end of their day, exchanging vows in private was what made the marriage feel real. It was in that moment that everything that mattered most just came into focus. The beauty of eloping is being able to create a meaningful experience with your partner that connects you to each other, and exchanging personal vows is one absolutely incredible aspect of that. So where can your ceremony take place? The good news is just about anywhere. You can even choose spontaneously on the day of. One thing I love about working in the Alps is, unlike the US, there are very few restrictions on where your ceremony can be held. Whether it's in the backyard of the chalet you booked, on top of a mountain, next to a lake, or somewhere a helicopter dropped you off, you truly have no shortage of beautiful places to go. With that being said, due to the logistics of micro weddings, I always recommend securing a small venue for groups of 8 or more. So how long does a symbolic ceremony last? Symbolic ceremonies, they're quite a bit different than the ceremonies that you've likely attended for your friends in a more traditional setting. Symbolic ceremonies with just 2 people are typically only lasting about 5 to 15 minutes long. And that time might include exchanging personalized vows, exchanging rings, maybe including a ritual like a hand fasting ceremony, and then you still have the rest of your elopement day to spend exploring and creating new memories. If you're having a celebrant-led ceremony, that's more likely to last between 25 and 40 minutes, depending on whether or not there are other guests involved. Getting right into the nitty-gritty of some of the most commonly asked questions about symbolic ceremonies. Number 1, do you need a celebrant or an officiant? No. If you're eloping in the Alps, only about 10 to 15% of our couples hire a celebrant or officiant, since most of the ceremonies out here are not legally binding. 2, when does the ceremony happen during your day? Some couples for us opt to exchange vows at sunrise, others a little before sunset, and quite a few halfway through the day at a location they're excited about. The good news is it's completely up to you. Also, if you're wondering, can I have more than one ceremony? 100% yes. We work with a lot of couples holding a micro wedding, and often they opt to exchange personal vows privately and then hold a second ceremony with their guests led by a celebrant or a family member. The more public ceremony doesn't include private vows, but instead the more traditional ones. This is completely up to you, but it is an option we've seen a lot of couples go for, and it's that perfect happy medium. More questions couples want to know: who reads their vows first? There's actually no rules to this. We've seen a lot of couples decide spontaneously via a few rounds of rock, paper, scissors. Do you exchange rings? And if so, when? Many of our couples wait to wear their wedding rings until after their ceremony, and then they'll often exchange rings after they've both read personal vows and then before sharing a first kiss. So you may be wondering, what's the typical format of a two-person elopement ceremony even like? Turns out it's really, really simple. Just picture this: you're gonna arrive at your location and you're gonna soak up the view, and you're gonna think, wow, this is where I'm going to get married. You're gonna gather up your vow books, your rings, and any other special accessories you might want, and then you and your partner are gonna look at that view one more time, look at each other, and then you're gonna exchange vows. And that time might last anywhere from like 5 to 15 minutes, and after you've both exchanged heartfelt vows, you'll be able to exchange rings if you want, and then you can also share a first kiss. And then after that, you might want to take in some uninterrupted time just to soak up those just married feels without worrying about anything else. As a photographer, I always tell couples that once you're done with your ceremony, feel free to just enjoy that view, enjoy connecting with each other. Don't worry about me. I'm not going to be interrupting you at all. When you're ready to move on to the next portion of celebrating your day, just let me know, but I'm going to give you that space just to fully be there and to soak up that moment. While for many couples, just exchanging vows, the two of them, is more than enough, if you're wanting to include some extras, here's some ideas. You can perform a hand fasting ceremony, and this symbolizes a couple literally tying the knot. You can smudge sage, which is representative of cleansing the space, promoting healing, and generating wisdom. You can seal an anniversary box together with mementos that you open at a later date. You can build a unity sandwich. And yes, you can really do that. I recently had a couple that loves eating PB&J like every single hike, and they opted to make one together after their ceremony as a personal touch. You can also ring bells together. After your ceremony, you can each ring bells. In the Alps, cowbells are perfect, and it's symbolic of warding off any bad spirits along with wishing good luck. And you can also choose to toast champagne, share first dance, eat cake, or truly anything else you want to do to celebrate. It is completely up to you. And the awesome news about symbolic ceremonies is that they can be so personal, so meaningful, and I love how simple they can be, yet the power of the moment. There's truly nothing else like that. I hope this helped you think about what your symbolic ceremony can look like and clarified how it all works. In your head, it can feel kind of complicated, but having worked with literally over 100 couples in the Alps, I can say it's actually quite simple, like many things about eloping, which is why it's so awesome. And it's just one more reason why I think eloping is the best. It's easy, it's meaningful, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience. If you're looking for more Alps and Dolomites elopement planning help, would love to help you out. For one-on-one help, you can contact me directly via the contact form on our website. Link is in the description. You can visit our website, mainthemountainsPhoto.com, for additional planning resources and advice, also linked in the description. We also have a free downloadable mountain elopement planning guide that you can feel free to access, also in our description. And of course, right here on YouTube, we have more videos for you to watch. I'm so excited to hear from you, and I can't wait to help you with your Alps or Dolomites elopement.